Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he, she, theys, and them, welcome back to Me's My Passion, YouTube's premier channel about all things women's football. And just like the last video, this time around, we're going to be looking at the away kits and a few bonus third kits that are going to be on display at the World Cup that is coming up with, as of this recording, 5 days from now. Now, before we get started into this video, I would just like to say thank you very much to every single one of you who is watching this video and every single one of you who has watched the previous videos that I have made. If you're a first time viewer, please welcome, come make yourself home here, and let's talk about women's football. In this particular video, we talk about the away kits. So just a nice little thank you from me to you and every single one of you across the world. Thank you very much. You made my heart very, very warm with the views that you're putting into the videos that I'm making. Just gives me motivation to keep on making these kinds of videos for you, not only surrounding the World Cup, but even when the World Cup is over, looking at the domestic leagues as the time passes by. But without further ado, let us get into the crux of this video and start off with New Zealand and their perfect away kit. In my opinion, it's very nice, very crisp, very clean. And on the description that we've been given by Nike, as you can see there, it features a bright futuristic blue inspired by the 1991 qualifying squad, which is amplified by New Zealand hosting for the first time ever. Now on your screen right now, you should see the picture of the original 1991 squad, and you can definitely see the homage that is being paid to the squad with the current away kit that Nike has released for New Zealand. I think it's crisp, I think it's clean. For me, it gets a very good 7 out of 10, which is a good start to this video. Up next, we have Norway, who, as you can recall if you watched the last video, I was not a big fan of their home kit, and just like that, I'm not a big fan either of their away kit, because again, Nike has been in conjunction when it comes to making kits in Norway for a long time, and I really do feel like, based on previous efforts that they have done and made for both the men's side and the women's side, that they could have really done better with this away kit, because for me, it's just pretty much a readjustment of the national flag's colors, and that's not very creative. I mean, it is creative when done right, but in this case, I don't think it has been done right by Nike. So for me, I'm gonna have to give this shirt a 4 out of 10. The theme of patriotism continues here with the Philippines, whose away kit is based on the saying "Ala bin Puso," which signifies the burning fire from the heart of every Filipino soldier, and also doubles as a line in your own national anthem. So I personally think that's a very nice touch. The away kit itself is very crisp, very clean. It's a white kit with some diagonal stripes going down, diagonal, vertical. I think it's vertical. I'm sorry, I didn't do very well with that, but that's besides the point. At the end of the day, I think it's a very beautiful kit, and it really does help to exemplify the phrase that is based on this shirt. So for me, I'm going to give this one a 6.5 out of 10. And it is the Philippines that give us our first bonus third kit here of the video. And as you can see, it's pretty much the home kit, but the colors are just inverted. Instead of like a blue base, we now have a red base with blue stripes going down the shirt. And I just checked my dictionary of mathematics, and it's vertical. And as you can see there, it's pretty much the same thing. So there's not too much to go on about it except the inspiration behind this shirt, and it's the phrase Anj Bagonj Yukto. I'm very sorry if I did butcher that. As you can hear, I really did stutter through getting that out of my mouth, but I really hope I pronounced it correct. If there are any viewers from the Philippines watching this, please leave a comment so I can do it right and I can do justice to it. But otherwise, I think it's an alright shirt. It's an okay effort for a first time for Adidas, and for me, it's going to get a 6 out of 10, as it does signify the new stage of football for the Filipinos going forward, which I personally hope continues to go up and up, and the Philippines does continue to build up from this, at least on the women's side, and hopefully the boys can catch up. But other than that, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. And finally, to round out Group A, we have the Switzerland ladies, and unfortunately, as of this recording, I've not seen or heard of any news of Puma releasing a new/bespoke away kit for the women, so unfortunately we are left with this abomination of a kit. Now, Puma, I don't know what they were smoking in 2021, 2022, but for those who were following football in general at that time, they released those god-awful third kits for their club sides, which was something that was straight out of, I don't know, for the people in the UK, a Primark store. from here where I currently am, Mr. Price, it was just awful and abhorrent. Now, those kids were pretty much brought onto the national stage by Puma, as you can see with the one on your screen right now from Switzerland. And then Puma, instead of like making it better, they just pretty much doubled down and made it worse the following season, as we saw those away kits on display at the likes of the Copa America and the World Cup that just passed in Qatar. Now, I am currently under the assumption that this will be the kit for Switzerland, at least in the sense of the away kit. If it's not, I will happily release an updated version of this entry in the form of a post to show the actual kit if it is ever released or made by Puma. But other than that, this is a horrible kit. Put it in a dumpster or whatever. I really would not recommend anyone buying this kit. If you're a fan of Switzerland or you're going to be supporting Switzerland down under there, please just buy the home kit, and that's the best you can do for yourself. Otherwise, this kit is trash. Put it in a burning heap of fire. 2 out of 10. And we move over to Group B, and we start off with Australia, whose kits theme is continued with Nike saying that it celebrates the diverse community and country and also invites all Australians to join in and embrace the once-in-a-lifetime moment and iconic team. Now, the only difference now is that with this kit, it's a turquoise kit which looks to present the future and represents a vibrant and energetic and forward-thinking nation, and I think that really captures it very well here in this kit. I love the colors, everything just works so well together. I'm going to give this kit an 8 out of 10. Good job and effort by Nike here. Up next, we have the girls in green of the Republic of Ireland, whose white shirt here, which is going to be the away shirt, is kind of classic in my opinion. And it also does give off the vibes of Celtic, which is also based in Ireland. So if there are any Rangers fans supporting Ireland there down under, I think they'll have some grievances with wearing this shirt. But personally for me, it just exemplifies the theme of national pride again, because it's white with green pinstripe hoops, just like the Shamrocks and whatnot. Again, it does allude a bit to Celtic, but I think it's crisp and clean. For me, 5 out of 10. Next up, we have Nigeria's away effort here, and just like the home kit, it is also inspired by the distinct and local prints and patterns of Abuja, the capital of Nigeria. And this time, the away kit combines the modern shapes with traditional prints with up-close details on the graphic pattern, which pays homage to the Super Falcons name. Now, personally, I don't see the homage with the Super Falcons there. Maybe I'm blind, maybe I'm just inept. I mean, after all, these are my opinions, and in the grand scheme of things, it means nothing. Maybe some of you can see it, but I really do think this is a very nice effort by Nike here, unlike the home shirt, which I was very critical of in my previous video. Go take a look at it if you'd like, cheap plug, whatever. But I really do feel that this is a very good kit. It's very creatively done by Nike. I think if this was the home kit, it would pass just as well. So for me, overall, I'm going to give this kit a 6 out of 10. And it would seem that the well truly ran dry here with Nike's effort for Canada's away kit, as it pretty much just went back to its default settings of giving Canada a teamwear kit, a generic teamwear kit, and for me, it's uninspiring. Obviously, it gives the traditional red and white look of Canada, but again, it's uninspiring. It's just a teamwear kit with Canada's logo on it. 1 out of 10 for me. Let's go on to the next one here. And it is a fire start that gets us kicked off here with Group C, and it is a way better way to cleanse our palate from the horror show that Nike just gives the Canada shirt, as we have Spain's beautiful away kit to get us kicked off here. Now, this shirt is inspired by the coral reefs that are found on the national coastlines of Spain, which is also a nice little natural feature that's shared by the host nations of New Zealand and Australia. So that's a nice little good, albeit coincidental touch there by Adidas to just kind of combine that theme of Spain and then the host nations of the World Cup together there. But this shirt, ultimately, it is so beautiful. I myself am personally a fan in general of the away kits that Adidas have done for the majority of their teams here. We will see just a little later on that they haven't put in a lot of conscientious effort in these away kits. I mean, we've kind of already seen it with the Philippines, but we'll get to it with the likes of Costa Rica just down the line there. So we might as well kick it off now, as Costa Rica have a nice little clean, crisp, if a little bit uninspiring away shirt here. And Adidas have said that the purity of ideals together with a touch of triumphal elegance, a different shirt that connects the fans of La Sele, seeking distinction on the pitch through the gold color of its collar and subtle vertical lines of the same tone, provide a touch of originality. Now, yes, Adidas decided to stray away from the natural premier for Costa Rica. Maybe it's because also the deal with Adidas and Costa Rica was signed last year, and maybe Adidas just didn't have enough time to go out there and actually find natural inspiration. I'm not sure of the reasons why, but overall Costa Rica have been given an admittedly generic kind of looking kit here. I will admit that it does look nice. Hopefully, should the kit feature in New Zealand and Australia, hopefully the women can get a win out of it to just help elevate the prestige, as Adidas has alluded to there. That is apparently their inspiration behind this kit, but ultimately they could have done a way better effort in constructing something that's more in line with the natural theme that they've gone for with the other kits. But ultimately I'm going to have to give this kit a 5 out of 10. Here we have Zambia's away kit. Just like the home kit, there isn't really much to go in the way of inspiration apart from just using the national colors of the flag there. For Zambia, as you can see, it's just a white shirt with just green detailing on it. Not very inspiring in my opinion here by Copa, and I'm just gonna give this one a 3 out of 10. But luckily, the bonus here is their third kit, which I think is the best exemplification of the national pride that the manufacturer Copa here is trying to go for with the Zambia kits here. As you can see, it's just a green shirt and with the nice, beautiful little details there that show off the colors of the national flag. I personally think this would have been way better as the home kit for the team, but I really hope that the third kit features out of all three kits that Zambia has produced, because I think it best exemplifies the team, the country, and just the national pride. So for the third kit here, I will have to give it an 8 out of 10. It is a beautiful kit. And to round out the group, we have arguably the best away kit that will hopefully be on display at the World Cup here, and it is gonna be Japan's away kit here. The inspiration, as you can see by the picture that should be on your screen now or after this one, is Mount Fuji, which is a very beautiful natural landscape in Japan, and it is world renowned. And Adidas here has taken cues from the pink colors which stem from the sunrise that is witnessed at Mount Fuji, and has said that it is representative of the team's collective mission to add another star as the World Cup moves over the horizon. Now, Japan obviously being the land of the rising sun, the illusions there with the looming of the horizon and whatnot is not lost on me, and I'm sure it's not lost on you even without me having to explain it to you. It is a beautiful kit. Hopefully Japan can go very deep into the tournament, especially whilst they're wearing that kit. And again, it is just a very beautiful kit in my opinion. It is getting a 9 out of 10 from yours truly. Group D starts us off with the three Lionesses, the current reigning and defending European champions. And this is going to be a very classic shirt that will be on display here, should it feature here at the World Cup. However, if you look very closely, it's got a very, very bad word that's spelled out there. I don't think Nike meant to make the word that visible or even intended to put it there. I think it's just unfortunate that the graphical elements have just lined up to spell that word. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to type it out either. I'll leave it for you to kind of decipher it yourselves. If you want to post in the comments, feel free. Otherwise, I think it's a very nice shirt that has a very classic touch to it. According to Nike, it is inspired by the first expression of blue in the kit with the geometric design, which has the naughty word in it, paying homage to the Art Deco movement, which again has been the theme for Nike, of just having art-inspired away kits and home kits as well to some extent. Whilst Adidas, as we already have seen and as we are going to see, is going to focus on the nature element of things. So I think it's a good shirt. It's going to get a 6.5 out of 10 from me. So that's the England shirt. On to the next one. We don't have to focus on it much longer than this. Haiti give us our next entry here for the away kit and a bonus third kit as well. And just like the home kit, I think it's a very beautiful design. It is very well done. The tonal design is inspired by the Our Lady of the Assumption Cathedral in Liberate in Haiti, with a flag design on the inside of the neck collar, and you have L'Union fait la force, unity is strength, that is printed on the inside of the neck there, and you've got the word Haiti in diamond detailing there. And again, I thought this is a very beautiful and well done kit by the manufacturer seriea. However, like I said, it's just going to be a color swap. The same thing goes for the third kit. It's the same as the home shirt and the away shirt, and they're just color swaps, which is a bit lazy, but at the same time, I can't help but love these kits. Like all three of them, as I said, I just really love them. If I could get my hands on all three of them, I would happily, eagerly, and quickly do it. But ultimately, for both the away and the third kit, I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. Continuing the trend of copying and pasting, we have Denmark's away kit, which is literally just a color swap of the home kit. Instead of red and white, we now have white and red. And again, this kit inspired by pop art and comics, with the women being displayed as superheroes. Again, in the previous video, I did state that I was a huge fan of this kit. I really love the inspiration behind it, and the design has been flawless. Again, top marks to Hummel for not reusing some old 1980s or whatever design. So that's another bonus in my book. So for this kit, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. The copying and pasting does not stop. I don't know what it is with Group D here, because literally only England has the only unique away kit here, as the People's Republic of China have pretty much an inverted home kit, away kit here. Apologies for that. Their away kit again is inspired by the traditional red and yellow, but this time yellow and red, with the Zhang Yun symbol. I do apologize if I butchered that there, which is the traditional stylized cloud and is the inspiration for the away kit, much like as it was with the home kit, and it symbolizes good luck and good fortune. However, I'm not a fan of this one. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. Group E starts us off with a highly patriotic away kit here, which is for the United States of America. As you can see here, the blue kit sleeve cuffs feature bespoke stars and stripes graphic prints, with the neckline featuring red blades that intimate star tips there, as described by Nike. This is pretty much a very patriotic kit, and if you just stare at that kit long enough, you might just hear the stars and stripes starting to blare out, even though it's not the 4th of July. But otherwise, this is a very nice little kit here. Very minute in its detailings, in my opinion, which is kind of good in my opinion, because like you need to get up close and personal with the kit to really see these details, which is a little bonus in my opinion. But ultimately, I'm going to give this kit a 5 out of 10. Up next, we have Vietnam's away kit, and though it may look generic at first, it is again one that is teeming with details. As you can see there, it has a marble graphic with red collar and gold stars on the tips. White marble from Vietnam is considered the best in the world, so as we can see, we can make the illusion that this away kit represents that Vietnam, at least in the eyes of their kit supplier here, and the eyes of the people hopefully too, are the best in the world. And hopefully, should they ever wear this kit whilst they're in Australia and New Zealand, they can show what they're made of and hopefully come away with a win or two to show that they are amongst the best in the world. And this would be especially poignant if they come away with a win against the USA itself, who are the current reigning champions of the World Cup, or even the Netherlands, who are a European powerhouse. So best of luck to the Vietnam women's team here, but overall I'm going to give this kit a 4.5 out of 10. Speaking of the Dutch Lionesses, we have the away kit here by the Netherlands, and according to Nike, the colors of the flag highlight the away kit, with blue being the primary color, the geometric pattern of the crest's lioness. And I think this is again a very nice little kit. The first time I saw it, I wasn't a huge fan, but once I got accustomed to the geometrical pattern there, as you can see on the front of the shirt, I became more and more of a fan. I think this is a very innovative and unique idea and way of representing a country's symbol within a shirt. So for me, for this shirt, I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. Very good effort by Nike, in my opinion. And rounding off Group E, we have Portugal, who have a much stronger effort here on the away shirt than the home shirt. As you can tell, I was not a huge fan of the home shirt, but the away shirt, I'm much more accepting and open to it. And according to Nike, the vibrant color scheme and bespoke pattern design draws inspiration from the famous calçada portuguesa designs, which should be up on your screen right about now. And you can see Nike have done a very good job of representing these designs, and personally I think it's a very nice, well done and very creative shirt. For me, it's going to get a 6.5 out of 10. Group F kicks us off with Liberate, as France have come out with a very strong away kit effort here, and it is a bespoke hand-painted pattern cut hexagonally, and is another call to the orphism art movement that also inspired the home kit. I think this is a very nice, crisp, clean, and straight to the point with its details kind of kit, and I really think this one should be a hot seller with the casual football fans as well as the football shirt collectors. I think it's beautiful and will definitely be something that will come up, especially when it comes to fashion weeks and later down the line as we reminisce on what should be a very successful Women's World Cup. And that is, of course, if this kit does make an appearance, so fingers crossed it does. I'm going to give this kit a 7.5 out of 10. Up next, we have the Reggae Girls of Jamaica, whose away kit thankfully does not resemble that of an English club. However, it isn't that much inspiring in my opinion. Adidas says that it represents the collective memories of proud Jamaicans with a commitment to craftsmanship, but I'm not personally seeing it, and I think it's just a generic black kit with just a nice range of colors that represent Jamaica and its people. But overall, I'm not feeling this kit personally, and I'm gonna have to give it a 4 out of 10 for here. Up next, we have Brazil, whose away kit effort here is highly reminiscent of the men's away kit recently, but instead of a leopard print, we have a foliage print that pays homage to the Amazon rainforest. And I think there's a nice personal touch here there that Nike has done to just like kind of differentiate, but at the same time similarize / familiarize the kits here. But I'm quite a fan of this one. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. And finally, and this is a whimper of a finish to Group F here, we have Panama's away kit, which is pretty much just white and only has the hexagonal print that is reminiscent of the home shirt that we saw in the previous video on the sleeves this time, but it's really an uninspired kit. Personally, I'm going to give this one a 1 out of 10. Next, we have Group G, which starts us off with Sweden, and this group, may I just say, arguably has the best set of away kits here. And this starts us off again, like I said, with Sweden, who are sponsored by Adidas and have been blessed with the natural theme here that Adidas went for the majority of its kits. And this time it is inspired by the vast glacial rivers and ice caps, which inspire the shifting glacial blue graphics with yellow detailing, which is synonymous with the national identity and overally highlights the beauty and importance of the glaciers in Sweden. This is a beautiful kit that Adidas have done. As you can see there in the background of that photo shoot of the kit, it perfectly exemplifies the glaciers that are associated with Sweden, and I think this is a stunning kit. It gets an 8.5 out of 10 from me. Next, we have Banyana Banyana of South Africa, who are celebrating their recent AFCON Women's Championship success with the abstract tonal pattern of green with gold detailing here. This is a very beautiful kit. There's not too much going on, but the simplicity of it is what makes it perfect and elegant. This is arguably the kit of the entire tournament, at least in the away sense here. For me personally, it's gonna get a 9 out of 10. And yet we have another bonus here from Banyana Banyana, and this time their third kit is a callback to the men's AFCON winning kit of 1996. There is the word Ubuntu, which is at the back of the neck of the shirt here, which I think is a very nice touch. As anyone will know, South Africa is very heavy on its calls to national patriotism and having one people in spite of us coming from different colors. So this is a very nice recreation of the classic kit. I'm going to give this one a 6.5 out of 10. Italy is next up the catwalk, as we can see that their away kit is also strongly inspired by farm, just like the home kit that we saw in the previous video, and there are national details there, as you can see, with the national flag there. And I think this is just another good effort by Adidas, a little bit uninspired, but it's good overall. I will give this kit a 5.5 out of 10. Group G strongly bows out with another strong effort by Adidas here, as we have the Argentina away kit, which is inspired by the landscape of the Serrania de Bonosal in the north and the Ushuaia in the south, which signify the diverse natural landscapes that are found all across Argentina. I think that the blend of the different colors here are highly representative of the landscapes that Adidas has used as inspiration. I think it's very well made. I love this kit very much. It is going to get an 8.5 out of 10 from me. We finish up with Group H, and we start off with Germany, who have yet another beautiful away kit made by Adidas, and it represents the deep green woodland from the Black Forest to the Zoberwald, with the various shades of green and bespoke handmade graphics celebrating the vast woodlands of Germany, which cover 1/3 of the national landmass. This is a very beautiful kit here that has been made by Adidas. I personally think that the nice gold details there just help to accentuate the beauty of the kit, and it is another one of my favorites of this entire tournament, and I really hope it gets a showing. It's on par, in my personal opinion, as the away kit of South Africa, but overall I'm going to give this kit a 9.5 out of 10. Very beautiful, very good from Adidas. Well done to the kit maker here. And much like Switzerland earlier, we have another very, what I consider at least, poor effort by Puma. Again, this is lifted from the previous range of kits that Puma released for their national teams. As of this recording, again, no away kit has been unveiled. There has been no news surrounding an away kit. And again, with Switzerland, if an away kit is indeed released, I will make a post about it. But other than that, it's pretty much the detailing of the national flag. So has some geometric circling on the chest, which is inspired by traditional Moroccan mosaics, which I think is a much better effort than the Switzerland shirt which we saw earlier in this video. But overall, it's not too inspiring in my opinion, so I will give this one a 3.5 out of 10. Las Chicas Superpoderosas give us our penultimate away kit, and yet again, I implore you to please translate that, as that apparently is the official nickname of the Colombian women's team. And this is a very punchy and vibrant effort here by Adidas yet again. It pays homage to the use of the Caño Cristales River, aka the river of 5 colors, which occurs due to the reflection of light against the water. And given the different colors that we see on this shirt, Adidas have done a very great job of exemplifying that. The inspiration again is top notch, and this is another beautiful shirt by Adidas. Beautiful effort, and I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. And we round off this group and as well this video with South Korea, who have come out with a very inspired for once effort from Nike, which is highly exemplary of national pride, as we can see that the color blocking here used by Nike is inspired by the Korean fashion scene, with split side panels which point to the traditional ideas of balance and opposites as seen on the South Korean national flag. I think this is a very nice effort by Nike, and I think they should have taken a cue from this shirt in their design of the Norway kit, just for example, not to pick on it or anything, but I'm a fan of this. I love the inspiration that was used in making this kit, so good effort on Nike. And again, I really do feel that this should have been the home kit, considering the national pride that is being exemplified here. But other than that, that's just a little nitpick of mine. But overall, a very good kit. I will give it a 7 out of 10. And that will do it for both the home and away, and the few bonus third kits that will hopefully all be on show at the Women's World Cup that is coming around in 5 days' time. I am personally a fan of about, give or take, 85 to 90% of these kids. I do feel like the different manufacturers have made a very huge and concerted effort to give these respective teams a very nice set of kids to represent their countries when they're playing. So, in my personal opinion, I would advise, if possible, of course, any of you who are watching this video and are going to be watching this World Cup, to please make the effort to just purchase these kits, whether it's retail, whoever. I personally don't care, but please make an effort to just buy these kits and support these national teams, because a lot of effort has gone into designing and creating these kits, for the most part there for the former thing that I said. But other than that, these kits are very beautiful. I am a fan of the majority of them. Again, if I had all the money in the world, I would have bought 85 to 90% of these kits already without even blinking an eye. But other than that, that will wrap it up for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you are still watching, please make sure to like, share, subscribe to this video. Please enjoy the Women's World Cup in a few days' time. There will be another video that I'll be releasing soon to just give you a quick rundown of all the teams that will be there at the World Cup and what to expect from them. But other than that, I will see you in the next one.